What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our SEC football channel. The Vanderbilt Commodores are next on our FPI breakdowns as we continue to go through each and every team in the SEC. Started with Arkansas yesterday. They are the number 14 team, the worst ranked team in the SEC according to the FPI. Well, Vanderbilt is next. They are at number 13, but again, they are higher than Arkansas. So that is, I guess, a little bit of good news if you're a Vanderbilt fan. But let's go ahead and look at the breakdown here for the Commodores, and you can see, yes, they have a 3.8 FPI ranking, and I believe 0 is average. So they are an above average team. I believe that's how the FBI does it. They're number 50 overall in the FBI, and again, number 13 in the SEC. FBI has them going about 5-7 with no chance of going undefeated, no chance of winning the SEC, and they have them with the 14th toughest strength of schedule. And again, we're talking about 13 of the 14 SEC teams are in the top 50. So when you have that many teams ranked that high, all of the SEC teams are going to have a pretty high strength of schedule. I did not rank Vanderbilt that high when I did my schedule rankings over on the main channel. But according to the FBI and based off of the FBI's ranking for each team, they do come in at number 14. So a difficult schedule, as is going to be the case with every SEC team. But let's now look at it game by game and see what the FBI has to say about each of these games. They give them about a 13% chance of beating Georgia in week 1. That's a decent chance. That is a decent chance. Teams with a smaller chance than that have won games before. And this is really interesting. They have them favored against Purdue on the road at 51.5%. I kind of like Purdue in that game. I think Vanderbilt will have a chance. But playing on the road there, I definitely would have thought that Purdue would be favored. But no, it's Vanderbilt the favorite in that matchup. Very close matchup, though. That should be one of the really good games of week 2. They have a 16% chance of beating LSU. Again, a pretty good shot there. The game is at home. Who knows? That would be a big upset. They have an 83% chance of beating Northern Illinois, so they should win that game. And they're underdogs against Ole Miss. The FBI likes Ole Miss pretty good. Just a 35.5% chance of Vanderbilt going on the road and winning that game. And then they have an 89% chance of beating UNLV, so that one's pretty much a guaranteed win. 34.1% chance of beating Missouri. It's interesting that they have about the same percent chance of beating Missouri at home as they do beating Ole Miss on the road, which I guess that does add up. Then you have South Carolina on the road. Just a 22.8% chance of winning that game. Not much of a chance, but still, almost a 1 out of 4 chance there. And then on the road at Florida, just an 11.5% chance. So they are pretty big underdogs in that game. In fact, they have a better chance of beating Georgia and LSU than they do of beating Florida, according to the FBI. That is very interesting. They have a 50.6% chance of beating Kentucky, so they are favored actually against Kentucky at home. That's a little bit of a surprise. I know the game's at home for them, and yes, I think that game should be around 50%, but to favor Vanderbilt, that's pretty big. And then they have pretty much a guaranteed win over East Tennessee State at 99.1%. And then here's another big one against Tennessee, just a 17.5% chance of beating Tennessee. Vanderbilt beat Tennessee last year. This time it's on the road. I favor Tennessee in that game, but nowhere near as much as that. I mean, just a 17% chance of beating Tennessee. That puts their chances of beating Tennessee right there in the same category with LSU at 16%. Pretty close there. That is very interesting as well. The FBI really likes Tennessee, and we're going to find out if the FBI is right or wrong here. But if you're just picking the game straight up, Vanderbilt would be 5-7. If they won all the games they're favored in, they would go 5-7. They would have one conference win. The one win would come against Kentucky, and they would go 1-7 in the SEC, 5-7 overall, and miss out on a bowl game. And I believe that's what the averages showed as well, 5-7 for this Vanderbilt team. What do I agree with, disagree with here? I think the Ole Miss game is closer to 50-50. I agree with most of this. I think the Tennessee, they should have a much better chance against Tennessee, and I would probably favor Kentucky against Vanderbilt, but I think it will be around 50%, so I have no real argument with that. It's interesting, though, the FBI not too high on Vanderbilt, which is to be expected when you look at the recruiting rankings and things like that. This is a computer, keep in mind. So I'm not surprised at all with 5 and 7. I think that's about what I would have expected from the FPI. But I just wanted to show you guys this breakdown, and we will continue to go through each team here in the SEC. Thank you for watching this video. If you're an SEC football fan, please subscribe to the channel. Leave us your thoughts down in the comments below. And for the latest in SEC football, keep it right here.